friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go kind of reminiscing down memory lane throughout 2019 and let you know what brands and makeup pieces have really impressed me this year. I've kind of got some inspiration because I'm at year end. It's not quite time for the bests and worsts yet, but we're getting so close that I was kind of just writing down things that really just made me excited. And as many of you know, if you've been with my channel for a while or if you've done a deep dive through my videos, which a lot of you have told me you have, I really started out as a Boxycharm drugstore girl. I couldn't afford high-end things, and really the way I started getting high-end makeup was through Boxycharm as they kept getting bigger and got better things for the boxes. And now sometimes I'll purchase things, sometimes I get things gifted to me. I really wanted to do a deep dive into what makeup and what makeup brands maybe have really just inspired me, excited me in 2019, things that I am absolutely loving. I kind of also got this idea from a couple other YouTubers online because maybe they did the opposite type of video. I love Andrea Mattiliano. She is one of my favorites to watch here on YouTube. I actually did a collab with her about a year ago. I'm going to link her channel below, and a few others that just inspire me as well. 'Tis the season to give and share, so I just kind of want to share some channels that I'm currently loving down below. But now let's jump into some makeup that has really impressed me this year. What I'm looking in front of me right now is some drugstore makeup and some high-end makeup. There is a nice little mixture here of things that have really impressed me this year. And starting with the skin, the things that we put on our skin to kind of before we even do makeup. And I just tell you, and I've told you guys, this is from a Boxycharm, and I'm so grateful to have gotten this. I love using it, and many of you told me how much you love it too. It is my It Confidence in a Cream Moisturizer. This moisturizer has really changed the game for me. I have loved using it this year and kind of going back to it in between all the other amazing things that we keep getting in our subscription boxes, because as a lot of you know, we have gotten so much skincare this year, but I know I can always go back to this if something that I've gotten isn't working great and I need to remind myself, what's something that I know works great? This has done a great job with my skin this year. I am so glad that I still have so much of it because it still feels really heavy because I've been trying a lot of other things this year. But I still think this is definitely worth the hype, and it is so great. It's made me realize how much It Cosmetics has kind of I was like, oh, I didn't think about them for skincare. Now I do. Another skincare item that I have really loved and I also got from a Boxycharm, now this was in a PR box for me, is my Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I have really loved this. I have used it in my initial trials when I was trying on makeup and skincare with Boxycharm. Then I put it away, tried some other things, and then I've come back to this probably 4 or 5 times because it is that good. I really think that it helps to fill my bossy pores a little bit. So on the days that I've actually forgotten primer, it doesn't happen a lot, but when it has, this has been there to really save my skin for that next layer for makeup. I've always thought every time I've used this, it works so well with my skin, and I have bossy pores that are right up front. Peach and Lily was a brand also that I had not heard of. I was introduced to them through Boxycharm. So that's how really this brand came on the map for me, and I'm so pleased that it has. Now for some skincare items I've bought myself and that are from the drugstore. I've got this e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist and this e.l.f. Hydrating Primer and the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. Yes, this is a piece of makeup, but it's still something I use for my skin before, we do that whole base face. So these are some things from e.l.f. that I have really been loving. Actually, one of you guys lovingly gifted me this from my surgeries because I've told you my skin was going crazy. So you were like, try this, you'll love it. And I have really loved this. This has been a classic e.l.f. product for oily skin sisters. And then I've got a hydrating face primer. And I know you're like, Nicole, you just said you have oily skin. As many of you know, my skin took a turn this year thanks to my surgery. I had a total hysterectomy if you are new here. So I am a 35-year-old woman going through menopause. So my skin was reflecting that, especially right after surgery. So I purchased something that I thought I could trust and wouldn't break the bank in case I didn't use it a lot because my skin was doing whatever the heck it was doing. So this e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer really did help me out a lot in that first few months out of surgery because my skin was doing these wonky things. I really like e.l.f. products. I think e.l.f. makeup is good, and I've really been impressed so far with their skincare as well. So I have really just had so many great things to say about e.l.f. this year. I'm so grateful that they are in my collection, and I'm grateful they came out with this Putty primer. As many of you know, it was very much compared, I believe in the beginning of this year, to the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I have both of them right now in my collection, and I love and use them both. The past week or two though, I've only been using the e.l.f. because I was just like a slave to the Tatcha Silk Canvas for so long. I was like, let's break it up a little bit, Nicole, and jump back into this. And this fills my pores beautifully right up front. It doesn't break me out. It did a great job. And this was like a scarce product to get for a while because it was so in demand, because it was compared by big YouTubers that really have a large audience to tell you this is a great dupe for this if you can't afford this. I was super impressed with this year, but I also got to try Tatcha this year with face masks from Boxycharm and with this little baby. I have been really impressed with both of these. Now I gotta take it back to my roots. I gotta take it back to drugstore for a minute, because this year, CoverGirl, thank you. Thank you for going cruelty-free and letting me come back to use some of your foundations. I was a die-hard CoverGirl user when I first started my channel, and then I kind of started learning more about makeup and what I wanted to invest my money and time in. They weren't cruelty-free, so I kind of went away from them, was trying other things. I've learned some other foundations that I've really loved, but CoverGirl, you came back to us by being cruelty-free this year, so I was so happy to throw my dollars and vote your way. And I told you guys in a recent video, I am obsessed with the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless foundations. I'm currently mixing two, simply because I'm a weird in-betweeny shade and it's a lot easier to color match with multiples. Right now I have 240 Natural Beige, and then I have 250 Creamy Beige. I married these two together and I love it. CoverGirl, I also really love you for powders. I have been using your powders for years and years behind the scenes, keeping them in my handbag, things like that. So I was so excited when you went cruelty-free that I could go buy a fresh one instead of just trying to use up stuff. But I have hit pan on one of my other ones that's in my purse. I have two here in my beauty space. Thank you so much for going cruelty-free this year. You really allowed me to rediscover some products that are amazing and affordable to tell my YouTube friends here. Loving CoverGirl this year. You guys did a great job. Congratulations. Okay, so brows. Brows are not my favorite makeup piece. I know some people love doing their brows. Some people just have to get through their brows. I'm the girl that's just got to get through it. So this year, Boxycharm introduced me, and some of you have sent me yours because it wasn't working for you, or you just already had something else you liked for your brows. The iconic London Sculpt and Boost eyebrow cushion that I haven't shut up about for pretty much the entire year since I got this. Not sorry to tell you, this is something that clearly has impressed me this year. And by Boxycharm introducing this to me, it made me much more open to that line. So when I got something from Boxycharm again, from Iconic London, the Prep Set and Glow, I didn't just immediately go, oh, this is gonna be garbage for my oily skin, because I started to trust the brand more based off of this gateway product for me. I actually am also wearing this today on my body, just to kind of give it a little bit of illumination for that healthy glow, since it's been, you know, it's winter. We're not as glowy and dewy as maybe we want to be. Because of this baby, I was open to trying anything from Iconic London. It is a pricier brand, so I was really excited to start getting some stuff like that from my Boxycharm and BoxyLuxe and all of those great things. Another brand that really impressed me this year, and I mean, Boxycharm is not sponsoring this video, I have to say that, but I got this from Boxycharm too. I feel like they're really killing it this year. That's why I get so excited for my year-end videos, and I still have a lot more work to do for those. But the CoverFX palette, so many of us have talked about. I actually put this in a giveaway earlier this year, and so many of you were excited for it because you wanted this palette. This palette has really changed the game for me with travel. It's really done a great job for just day-to-day use. It's got everything you need in it, and it made me go, oh my gosh, CoverFX, you might be worth all that coin that I keep hearing people talk about. Because again, I started my humble channel here with humble beginnings, Boxycharm and drugstore. That's all I could do, that's all I could afford. So I'd heard of all these high-end bougie brands, but I had never gotten to try them. So I was so grateful to get this year and really be able to discover what the formulas are like. Like, I still think that this contour is very buildable, just like a bronzer could be, like the Physicians formula, very much so. The blushes are really good. The highlights over here are kind of subtle, but this brightener is amazing, and this powder We have had romantic discussions in my comments about how much we are in love with this product. I think this is a stellar product, and I'm so grateful that Boxycharm introduced me to CoverFX in this manner this year, because I feel like CoverFX had a bad rap in my mind. Well, with me, just with me, because I'm me. I didn't like, anytime we'd get something from CoverFX, it was always like a glitter shadow that you had to put on your eye, and I don't gravitate to those. Something else that we got from CoverFX like a year and a half ago was a face spray that was like a shimmer spray that left dots all over my face, and I tried to love that over and over, and I just couldn't, and I ended up decluttering it. So everything I had previously gotten from Boxycharm, from CoverFX, wasn't anything I liked. So when I knew this was in the box, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And now you guys know I love it, and I rated it very high in a recent video where I was kind of doing a would you rather with all of my face palettes. This has redeemed it in my mind. Loving it. It has impressed me. Highlighters. You guys know I love highlighters, and I recently had to do a declutter in my beauty space because I had too much going on and stuff I wasn't reaching for. So I actually gave away some highlighters, and my husband, who works with a lot of ladies, always gets so excited. They're like, oh, did Nicole do a declutter? Awesome. What does she have in there? And so many girls were excited to get more highlighters. So I love that I can gift to people that I know really appreciate it. But some highlighters that I have adored this year and changed my makeup life. If you know, you probably know what I'm about to say, don't you? You probably do. Let's talk about some Becca and some Ofra, because this is where my heart lies right now. I have shamelessly shown you how much pan I have on my highlight. It always gets diffused because it's so beautiful, but you can see there's a lot of pan going on here. This is the Becca Champagne Pop. I'm not sorry to tell you that this is something that I've traveled with, reached for consistently, and love a lot, obviously, because there's this much pan, and I got this product this year. I also have on my body today the Prosecco Pop, which is a more golden shade, which is something I think looks great in the summertime, whereas I think the Champagne Pop is like an all-year-round mini neutral shade tone highlights. Anyone can use it. It's awesome. And then there is all of my Ofra, and one of you guys lovingly, Tova, you are such a doll, sent me a belated birthday present where she sent me the entire Ofra Rodeo Drive anniversary collection for my birthday. You are such a doll. And now I have a mini version of the Rodeo Drive highlighter. Isn't this the cutest thing you have ever seen in your life? Look at how cute a little muffiny it is. It's going to be great to travel with too, because those of us that got this from Boxycharm like 2.5 years ago, it's in the old component, so it's very easily breakable, and I have so much pan on this baby. That is so much pan, because I love it that much, and it's a great color for my skin tone. I also have here the Pillow Talk shade. That's also in the newer component. It's beautiful. It's stunning. These highlights have really just kind of made me realize, and that's why I could do the declutter that I just did. I can use the things that I absolutely love and reach for the most. I feel like because I knew how much I loved and reached for these, it was okay for me to do that big declutter that I just did, where I think I got rid of, what did I say, 8 or 9 highlights, because I was trying to like always seek the perfect tones for my skin, and I feel like this year I've definitely found that with some of these. Another brand that really impressed me this year was something that I've always wanted to try, and I've never ever tossed my coins at it because it was so pricey, but this year they came out with a palette that was a little less expensive. And again, one of you guys during my recovery sent me a gift package I wasn't expecting. Erica, this is thanks to you. This is the Natasha De Nona Sunrise palette. As a girl, again, who started her story with Boxycharm and drugstore makeup, I don't know if I ever thought I could like have something this nice in my collection originally. And that sounds weird because it's like, it's just makeup. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I was so excited when this showed up at my door. I wasn't expecting it. It was a beautiful treat. And these shadows, I now get the hype. I now understand what the big deal is, because these shadows are stunning. This is not her most expensive palette. I think most of her palettes are like 110 bucks. So if you're like, I can't afford that, sister, I feel you, neither could I. This one I believe was like $65. And again, this was gifted to me, which I'm so grateful for. But now I can tell you, as someone who uses a lot of makeup and loves to try makeup, this is worth the hype. So if you wanted to get yourself a Christmas present, or if you wanted to ask somebody, what do you want for Christmas, Christmas. I can tell you the formula on these are amazing, and I love these colors. This color story is totally up Nicole's alley, but you guys know that, obviously. I love this. I love this a lot, and I'm not even sorry to say it. I get the hype behind it now, and it makes me keep them definitely when I'm doing my purchase or pass videos. When I see something from Natasha now, it's not like, oh, I know I can't do that, not only because of the high price tag, but because I don't know if the hype is worth it with the formula. Now for me, it's like I see it and I understand it better, that yeah, these could be worth it. And you get so much product. Like, I don't even know when I'm gonna hit pan on this, but you know I'm gonna try. You know it. This year I was really on a very limited no buy, and as many of you know, I live in a tiny house, so I try really hard to keep my collection curated and organized, and I get Boxycharm and Ipsy, and then there are some times I splurge. I feel like at the end of this year I've splurged more than I have in a very long time, and I purchased some palettes that I was really excited for. I'm still waiting on the freaking Jeffree Star Shane Dawson big palette that I really want to be able to review for you and do some looks with you and talk to you about it, because it is a permanent product in their collection and I want you to know if it's worth it. I really do. But as far as like the mini controversy palette goes and the Tati Beauty palette, these are two YouTuber palettes that, and I don't generally like jump to that hype a lot. This one, I knew when I saw it, I was like, that is up my alley. And this is the only thing I am wearing today. And a lot of times in these recent videos that I've been doing, you guys have been asking me, what's on your eyes? What's on your eyes? And I usually say it, but it's usually later in the video when you guys have already asked me. All of my eye looks lately have been with this and a smidge of this. It has been where my mind has gone. These brands have really impressed me. All right, and when I say that, this is gonna be a little controversial if people like drama, and I don't like drama, and I don't get into it as much as like some of the other channels that I know do. As far as like what has impressed me about this is the shadows, and I've never had a Jeffree Star palette that performed like this, because I know this is the Jeffree Star brand, and I know he's kind of polarizing in the community for who he is as a person. I'm only talking about makeup. That's all I'm talking about. The Thirsty palette that I have, the formula is not like this. This formula is very blendable, very smooth, blends stunningly, and there's a lot of pigment. There's a lot of pow. I like the Thirsty palette, but the formula is very different. And I will say with the Tati Beauty palette, I cannot wait for her to release another eyeshadow palette. And I just hope it's something that I'm really excited about, because I'll probably buy that too, because these are so good and all I have reached for. This eye look today, I think took maybe 7 minutes, and that's because I was really trying to deepen up my crease and outer corner. I popped in a little bit of the Diet Root Beer shade on here that I think looks more like peanut butter. And I've gone into the Aura row, the Soothe row, the Ritual row over and over and over. And I still play with the colors and everything. This brand has really impressed me. I like her transparency. She did mention why she didn't do a release on Black Friday. I think she touched on that in a video. I'm ready for 2020 to kind of see what she's going to bring out. But this brand, for being so new, I don't like the packaging. I think it gets too dirty too quickly, and I'm messy. But as far as the formula goes, I have not stopped reaching for it. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, these are just some things that have really, really jumped out at me and impressed me in 2019. Maybe it's because of the pigmentation. Maybe it's because of how it's really transformed my morning routine with skincare, or an eyeshadow palette that I just can't put down. But these are some things in 2019 that have really helped me step up my game. Again, some of them are drugstore, some of them are high-end, a lot of them are from Boxycharm, and a lot of them are just honestly from you guys who have also really impressed me this year of being a real, like, friend. And that sounds so weird, I understand, because you're watching me on your phone or your laptop. It may just sound weird, but you guys have really affected my year this year by wanting me to get better and to feel appreciated. Even though I'm this tiny little channel and I'm a little part of your week, you guys are a huge part of my week, because I'm planning and thinking about you all the time. So you guys keep sending me these amazing little gifts to feel better, or because you just want me to have it because you know I love it. I mean, you guys have really helped get me through what a tough year this has been. So thank you. And for you guys have just, you guys are always my favorites. You guys are my absolute favorites of everything. I thank you guys all the time when I'm trying to plan what you guys want to hear next, what you want to talk about next. And I had to let you guys know, as a girl on a budget who doesn't have a lot of money maybe to spend on a lot of high quality things, Boxycharm has really come through. You guys have really come through with these amazing things, but also there's some amazing stuff at the drugstore that is so impressive right now. I'm so excited and I love everything that's in my collection at the moment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got a little emotional there for a second, but if you happen to be new to my tiny little channel, hi new friends, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I do every single week. Bye friends!